All right, welcome to Sports Scene once again. Glad to have your company for another week here on the show. We're out here at the Sir John Guy's Indoor Complex, home of the Pacific 2015 Games, and Andrew Lepani is back on the show as well. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. Only 2 years to go before the 2015, and this will be the hub of the Pacific Games in Port Moresby. Can't wait for it to happen. How's things been, Killer?
Yeah, good. Just always excited to bring a lot of sporting news to the homes every Monday night. But there is some work that's happening, as you mentioned, Andrew. There's a lot of construction that's happening on in the background right now as we're recording the show. So it's great to see that the work is in progress. All right, we've got lots of sport. We've got rugby union coming on a little bit later on in the show, and a bit of basketball, which is of course taking place out here in the indoor complex. But we'll start off with our sporting briefs for this week, and here it is.
In the sports brief this week, in the 2013 Telecom National Soccer League on the weekend, on Saturday at the Sir John Guy's Stadium, Hikari United FC defeated Eastern Stars 4-1. While NC Civil Oro FC defeated Western Britain Tavoro FC 1-0. Inlay FC Pom thrashed Walgreens FC 4-0, while Desta PNG United FC defeated Gigira Lighter Pomorbe FC 2-1. And in the North Queensland Tour, Agmat Gurias registering their second overseas win, thrashing James Cook University Saints 54-16.
There you have it, the sporting briefs for this week, ending of course with the Agmat Gurias victorious over the Northern Pride, and they also ran in a good performance against James Cook University in their second match. Clipper, the final score in that one?
Yeah, 54 points to 16 in favour of the Gurias. So 2 from 2, a successful tour down under for the boys from Kokopo and Rabaul. So they're pretty much ready to tackle on the Digital Cup for 2013, and it's been a great performance from everybody, but especially the management and the coach. They've certainly picked a good way to prepare themselves for their coming season.
A great way. Great to see more PNG teams travelling overseas and exposing the talent that we have here in the country. We're going to go to a break right now, but when we return, we're going to see more talent, this time from the home of rugby in Port Moresby, Baba Park.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. Now we take a look at the sport of rugby union as PNG will once again host the Oceania Cup, and we have a visitor in town, the Foru General Manager, Mr. William Glenwright. Let's take a look at what he had to say last week.
Rugby in the Pacific Islands, and in particular our growing investment in Papua New Guinea, and what I plan to do tonight is to explain to you on the basis in which the IRB has decided to considerably increase its investment in PNG and why we're actually there. So as I said, there's going to be a very unique PNG flavour to the information I provide to you tonight, and it's going to explain why the IRB is investing so heavily and increasingly in Papua New Guinea rugby, and it's not a coincidence, and this sort of stuff doesn't happen by accident. And as the Minister alluded to at the beginning, particularly over the last 2 years, the union has spent a lot of time working on the unsexy stuff, getting the governance structures right, their administration structures right. 3 years. Key areas in administration, financial management and governance that the union needed to address in order to be up in the same league as the Fiji, Samoas, Tongas, Australia and New Zealand. And nearly all of those major recommendations have been implemented, so it's a credit to Richard and Simon and their team and Aussie before them that we are at the stage that we're at now. And what I think we're on the cusp of a 4 or 8 year opportunity for PNG rugby here to really achieve some fantastic things. A lot of that is on the back of the IOC's decision to include rugby sevens on the Olympic program for Rio 2016 and 2020. Has created huge opportunities for the Pacific Islands and for PNG in particular. The structure of rugby internationally, the International Rugby Board is obviously the governing body for the game, based out of Dublin in Ireland. 114 member unions across 6 continents. So whereas the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, have 5 continents represented by the 5 Olympic rings, we have split the Americas, North and South, so 6 regional associations, of which FORU, the Federation of Oceania Rugby Unions, the board on which Richard sits, is responsible for representing the interests of our 14 member unions in the Oceania region to grow rugby in here. Our development investment goes to our mass participation programs, our school-based programs. In addition to the investment that the IRB makes in this area, the Australian Government, as I said, in partnership with the ARU and the IRB, have invested $2.4 million into the Pacific and Union program. Again, only 3 countries in our region have been selected to pilot this program, of which Papua New Guinea is one of them, Solomon Islands being the other, one other, and Samoa being the other. PNG was specifically chosen by the IRB to invest in this program for a number of the reasons, not the least of which was the sound administrative structure that's now in place, and we had confidence that we knew that a program that would be, that an investment of this magnitude would generate healthy returns here in Papua New Guinea, but also because of the strategic importance of this country to the growth of the game in the region. 1,000 participants, 60 teachers trained in the rugby curriculum. The curriculum approved by the Ministry of Education to be rolled out in the schools, and there's been a partnership with the PNG NAC to deliver their HIV/AIDS awareness program. The IRB Pacific Rugby Cup, which is held annually, the IRB Pacific Nations Cup, held annually, Oceania Cup, which is held every 2 years, the Oceania Men's Sevens Championship, the Oceania Women's Sevens Championship, Asia Pacific Women's, and the Oceania Under-19. So you saw before that we invest 39% of our grant in tournaments within the region. That's the tournaments that it goes in, and PNG participate in nearly all of them. Oceania Cup, as I said, is our regional championship for our Tier 2, Tier 3 unions. This year we hosted in Papua New Guinea, and is also a Rugby World Cup qualifier. So the winner of Oceania Cup this year will go on to play Fiji next year in a home and away series for a direct qualification spot at Rugby World Cup 2015. Again, part of the international competition pathway we're trying to build. If we're to be frank, one of the challenges we face, and as Aussie continually reminds me, we don't currently have an international pathway for Oceania Cup. The winner of the, aside from it, when it's a Rugby World Cup qualifier, there's no pathway for the winner of Oceania Cup to go on and play further international rugby. That's something we're trying to address. We're in discussions at the moment with the regional associations in Asia, North and South America to create a competition where the winner of the Oceania Cup will go and play the winner of those other 3 continental tournaments in Hong Kong. Oceania Women's Sevens is now an annual tournament for reasons that I'll explain shortly. The top 4 teams from the Oceania Women's Sevens, which included Papua New Guinea last year, get selected for the Asia Pacific Series, which is held in Borneo each year, where they take on the top 4 teams from Asia. Oceania Men's Sevens, again to be held in Fiji this year, an annual tournament, open to all member unions, and it's contested consistently by the big guns, Samoa, Australia, Fiji. We're told New Zealand will be participating this year, and obviously Papua New Guinea, Tonga, and all our member unions. This is our big, in terms of participation, this is our biggest tournament, and becoming increasingly important because of the Olympic qualification structure, which I'll talk you through shortly. Asia Pacific Women's Series, I've talked to you about that. Top 4 teams from Oceania. It's a women's tournament at the moment. We want to expand it to men's. Top 4 teams from Oceania take on the top 4 teams from Asia. PNG have won this tournament and have beaten 3 teams that are going to Rugby World Cup Sevens later on in the year. Women's rugby has huge potential here in PNG. Okay, so just to give you a snapshot of, we're calling it a performance snapshot of PNG rugby, and for those who aren't aware and aren't close followers of the books and rugby here in PNG, these are the achievements that have been achieved just in the last 2 years, and why we think, as I talked before, we're on the cusp of something special here in Papua New Guinea. 2011 Oceania Cup champions, 2011 5th in the Oceania Sevens, and thus qualified for Hong Kong, wasn't it? We went to Hong Kong, Gold Coast, and Wellington. A disappointing tournament in 2012, despite beating Cook Islands on the first day, finishing in 7th position, and 3rd bronze medal in the Oceania Under-19s, which is a fantastic achievement. In the women, 2011 Asia Pac Sevens champions. That's a huge result. and consistent performers in that tournament. Fourth in the Oceania Sevens, which in 2012 included Australia, the world champions, New Zealand, the world champion runners-up, Fiji, who are off to the World Cup, and four other member unions. And third in this year's Asia Pacific Women's Series, including a 1-point loss to Australia and the world champions, Australia the world champions, who went on to win the tournament. There's a rich heritage of sevens rugby in the Pacific Islands, and there's a strong record of success. Our teams in this region perform very well on the international stage. Of the 12 Sevens World Series that have been won, 11 of them have been won by teams from the Oceania region. 10 of those in New Zealand, by the way, one of those Samoa. In 2013, in July this year, the Oceania Cup will be here, Rugby World Cup qualifier. 2014, we're bringing the big one here, our Oceania Sevens. So New Zealand, Australia, Samoa, Fiji, men's and women's will be here in PNG, probably in August. We haven't set the date yet. Here for what really is going to be our most important event. There's a huge leap of, well, I shouldn't say it's not a leap of faith. It's that's recognition again of the great work that's been done by PNG over a couple of years, but in the 10 or so years prior to that, the union has a demonstrated capacity to deliver high quality international events, and we're bringing the big one here next year. It's going to be a great opportunity and really put PNG rugby on the global sevens map. 2015, we're bringing the Oceania Cup back here to PNG. There's a number of reasons for that. There's a huge commercial market here in Papua New Guinea, and we think by bringing an inventory of our highest profile tournaments here, we can engage more commercial partners to get involved and back PNG rugby in not only in the lead up to Rugby World Cup 2015, but also Rio 2016, and then of course the Pacific Games in 2015.
We've got Oceania Sevens next year. We nailed that, and then we're on our way to that elusive what do you call it, Sevens World Series, and in Hong Kong that I continually hear about. We really do believe we'll get there, and we'll get there with men, and we'll get there with the women. We've got some fantastic juniors coming through, as showed with the Samoa Under-19 Championships last year. It's all there. It's coming along. Mass participation program with the kids in the schools now. So we're building that. We're out there with the provinces doing the training education of our referees and our coaches, and building the base that way. There's a lot of good people doing some tremendous work all over the place. I'm very confident.
And there you have it, the plans for Rugby Union for this year. We'll go for a break now. When we come back, we'll be talking the PNG Men's Basketball League. Welcome back, viewers, and thanks for staying with us on Sports Scene. We now take a look at the PNG Men's Basketball League that went into its best of 3 series, and we take a look at last week's match. The PNG Men's Basketball League has finally come to its grand final series, that is the best of 3 series. The competition has come to its finalists, the top teams being Exodus and Tamaros. The first match of the series was played last Thursday at the Sir John Guy Stadium Indoor Complex. The first quarter saw the Peter Devani captain side take the lead by 7 points. A determined Tamaros team fought back in the second quarter, narrowing the points for that quarter, a 3-point difference. Exodus hit back, finding their form as they worked on extending their lead, as they scored 26 points in the quarter to their rivals' 15. The final quarter proved crucial for both teams. Tamaros put on a final desperate attack led by skipper Wally Parapa that saw them take the final quarter lead by 2 points. However, the damage had been done as Exodus claimed the first win of the series, 89 to 70 points. The second match will be played tomorrow evening. If Tamaros win, the decider will be played on Thursday. If Exodus win tomorrow evening, they will claim the series and will head to Fiji to compete in the national championships. And there you have it. Exodus is now 1 up in the best of 3 series. Tomorrow night we'll see the second match, and to see if Tamaros actually have a chance to go into the grand final. We'll go for a break now. When we come back, we join both Kilian and Andrew Lepani.
All right, time to wrap up the show, and it's been great to see the news that's happening in Rugby Union, and of course all the latest in the Port Moresby Basketball Men's League, which is really hotting up. The grand finals are happening, and it's just great to see a lot of crowds, the big crowds turning up to watch Exodus and Tamaros taking it to the next level. There's some other news as well with the Pacific Games, Andrew?
It's all full steam ahead. We had the visit of the PGC, the Pacific Games Council Executive, last week, of course, and we had the groundbreaking happening down at the Tarama Leisure Centre, so there's going to be works happening. And tomorrow there'll be another groundbreaking ceremony at the University of Papua New Guinea, where the Athletes Village will be, where all the athletes will be staying in 2015. So once again, 2015 just around the corner, and we can't wait.
Yep. If there was any doubt as to the progress in which the Pacific 2015 Games is going, there's certainly a lot of work that's happening right now. Construction happening in here. There's work happening at the Leisure Centre, and of course the Games Village that's taking place tomorrow. So great to see that all happening.
Clifford,
Also,
before we go, of course,
yes,
big news, as happens every year, the SP Sports Awards for 2013 is on again. The nomination period is open, and I know you've been writing in some nomination forms yourself.
I tell you what, there's been about probably 100 that I can know of that I can pick, and I've put forward a few names. So that's just from me. I'm urging everybody else out there to get your nomination forms in. Nominations close on March the 28th, so it's very important to get those forms in. Your heroes, your heroines, your favorite team or your club may not be recognized if they're not nominated. So please, let's not let the efforts go to waste. It was a fantastic year for sport, 2012. So this is the year that we're going to recognize them. The night itself is going to happen on May the 25th. And finalists will be named shortly before that. So, but make sure to get the nominations in.
And of course, you can get your nomination forms from the PNG Sports Federation Olympic Committee office or in the local papers. This week especially, they'll be printed in the local papers. And of course, you can visit the Facebook site, the SP Sports Awards Facebook site, just been established this year, and it's a great site to go to. Become a friend, like it, Kills.
Yeah, I think that's basically what we want. We want to get as many nominations in so that you give the selectors a headache that they'll never forget. So yeah, please do get those in. Nominations close in a couple of weeks' time, so it's very important that we recognize and reward our sporting heroes and heroines. Andrew, what's on for the rest of the week for you?
Like I said, we got the groundbreaking happening at the University of Papua New Guinea tomorrow. I'll be attending that, and for the rest of the week, just a bit more training for NSL action on the weekend.
Good stuff. Other than that, if you're going to be playing sports this week or this weekend, do play hard, play safe, but most of all, enjoy it. We'll see you all next Monday night.